So people keep asking me about builds, and I'm going to show you my assassin build. I will get to later builds. It's just this is not something I planned on doing till later on in the videos. So my assassin build, this is for my bomb jumping, not my real build. This is my melee damage is for extra damage against any character. It doesn't matter as long as I'm using my sword, because even your ultimate comes into melee. Oni damage for Oni. Burning Blade and Poison Blade, those go with my status effect damage. Also with my Deadly Nightshade, which is a technique that I do have, and the Poison Vanish. All that runs into the status effect damage. The blast radius on the bomb pack and the blast radius on the sticky bomb are what you need for the bomb jump. You need about 50% to make all bomb jumps. You don't need it for that high for a lot of them, but that high for a few of them. The black powder bomb is what I do the bomb jump with. It obviously is the bomb pack. The bomb pack comes from the Ronin, so I have to have the assassin unlock. The stealth attack damage that's on my charm and the ghost weapon damage, we'll talk about that. The stealth attack damage is an overall coverage. It's not limited to one area like an ultimate damage would be. Stealth attack damage goes into your ultimate. It goes into your stealth attack, which is your sneak attack or your assassination, and your blow dart gun. The ghost weapon damage is strictly for ghost weapons. It's your sticky bomb, but with the ghost weapon damage at 19.3, which is pretty close to 20, and your ghost weapon damage at 18.8, you're looking at a 40% extra damage, basically. That's just rounding the math up. That's not really everything else. The combat regen is because you're going to get hit. You're up in a bunch of melee fighting. That combat regen will heal you, but you got to be away from the fight or running from your enemy for it to kick in and be effective. The chain vanish is also for that status effect duration. So we'll get into this. So as I've explained, the melee damage is for extra melee damage, the Oni damage, and the burning blade and the poison blade are status effect. So the moon katana has the Moon Master, which is later on, if you'll look up SDK or Joey Dominguez, you'll find out about the Moon Master cancel. However, we'll get into this. The melee damage is increased damage from melee attacks. That's all melee attacks. It's attacks with your sword. That's attacks with your ultimate. That's what's going to stack into it, right? You're trying to get your build to stack and complement itself. But at the same time, you want it to fit your fighting style and not somebody else's. Because you may fight with a water stance or a stone striker or a stone stance, or you might fight with a wind stance. Whatever your preference is makes no difference. It's whatever you're comfortable fighting with. The perfect parry window, you got the melee stagger damage, which will come with a wind stance. You got the melee resolve gain. So if you need a lot of resolve, you want to add resolve gain if you got a lot of ultimate damage, okay? Because you're going to build your ultimate faster. At 25%, you're going to build a lot of resolve, okay, and quick. The perfect parry window, you'd want that if you're going to be in the middle of an attack, is it gives you that time to give a perfect parry faster. The counter damage I would complement that with the perfect parry window, because you're going to counter that damage on the perfect parry. You're going to get an extra increase in damage, right? So that's basically what all this does. You'll find that these are the two properties. The second property down, which where I have Oni damage, comes with a few more, like you'll have some ultimate damage or something else in there. We'll look at that here in a second. So I'm really just trying to break this down for you, not really give you an overlook of what is better for whatever, because like I said, nothing is better than the other. It all depends on the player and their fighting style. So necessarily don't let anyone ever degrade your build. Don't, because you're going to work on your build. And you're going to continue to work on them. I got 4 builds for my assassin, so I know what it's like to just keep building and building and building to try to figure that out. Try to figure out what works for you and what is best for you. And in every situation is going to be a different thing, right? So you might want to build more than one build. It's just the way it's going to go. The stagger damage is like from your percussion bombs. The melee stagger damage, though, would come with the wind stance mainly, or if you're kicking them around with the moon stance, or as long as you can get them staggered, that damage is going to stack. That is really nice. I mean, I don't stagger a lot of enemies. I try sometimes, but really when I'm in the heart of fighting, I don't think about stagger. I think about DPS, which is damage per second. So I try to do the most effective damage in the smallest amount of time. Sometimes I run into people who've got way better builds than me, because it fits their fighting style and they're effective with it. Not because my fighting style is worse than theirs, it's just they're more effective with their build. It's just that. You'll run into those people and your kill count's going to be off a little bit, okay? So sometimes it happens. Don't think less of yourself. You're still a great player. So we'll look at the Oni damage. So when we come down here, we got, like I said, we got extra properties. We got the melee resolve gain, the melee stagger damage, which we went over, the perfect parry window, the counter damage. But here we got the ultimate damage, the ability cooldown reduction, and staggered damage on its own. The staggered damage on its own goes for anything. Bombs. It's not stuck to the melee stagger damage. That's overall, right? So you're looking at a lot of stagger there. You're looking at staggered damage from the sticky bomb, staggered damage from the concussion bombs. You're looking at all kinds of it. Caltrops, whatever. It could stack into your ghost weapon essentially. The ultimate damage is just for your ultimate class ability. Therefore, you're secluding it to the one area. It's not an overall. But it does work if you got a lot of resolve. If you're using an ultimate a lot, that's where you would go. The ability class cooldowns, if you're assassinating a lot of things, you'd want that cooldown reduction on. The cooldown reduction is going to use the class ability, which is the down on the D-pad. It's going to cool that down faster. Okay, you'll get the cooldown reduction on kills, the cooldown on everything, but this one is strictly for class ability. You can also get your ability cooldown reduction on your charm. So if you can stack that, that's about 24% or somewhere in there. You're looking at almost a quarter of it off, right? You're shaving off 25%. Essentially, you're going to be 24. It's a percent less, but still rounded up a little bit. It'll be there. Now we'll go down to the properties. So the properties are the Way of the Flame. The Way of the Flame you can activate. It's not like Burning Blade where it's based on a soul chance, right? Where Way of the Flame you can activate it. The Intimidate encounter it has a 50% chance to also deal damage to nearby foes. So that's if you got the perfect parry. So the perfect parry window would go with the Intimidate encounter. The Stone stance, I don't use extra stances. Some people like to switch between stances. Me, myself, I wouldn't. If I went with anything besides the status effect damage that I've got on my perks down there, I would go with the Moonmaster. As I've explained, the Moonmaster cancel is something that you can learn, and it is good. Okay, so the timing's hard to get. Like I said, look up SDK Joey Dominguez. They got videos that explain it better than I can. I'm not good with the Moonmaster cancel. Casanova Cuts is. So is Dosic. Dosic_3. If you watch him, you'll see him doing the MMC like it is nothing in a lot of his videos. These guys have got the timing down. They are really good. I suggest you look at their videos if you are trying to learn this kind of cancel. There's a few more cancels we'll get into later on. You got a dash cancel, which you can learn from them. A reload cancel for the bow. And you also got a different kind of cancel. I don't remember what it is, but it's like an uppercut with the sword, right? I'll get into that later. You've seen me use it in videos. It's where my guy looks like he's just uppercutting in a phenomenal speed when I'm on somebody. It is just square and circle, but you're going to want a 2-button rotation with 2 fingers, because once you start getting it, you will get into it. The second perk is just necessarily the same as the ones you see here. There's nothing really big about that, okay? You're going to want a lot of blessings, honor, and essence, which I mean, if you do them curses, them bonus objectives, you do those, you will get that stuff. It's just the people that want to cut that out and not do the extra in the game, they're going to be limited. They're not going to have a lot of resources to be doing all this reroll. So there's different things. I mean, you look at every sword's got a different stance. The legendary, the Stone Striker is a fast sword. It's also the one you want to equip on the Samurai. The Ronin is a Stone Striker. People underestimate the Stone Stance. The Stone Stance is faster than the Water Stance, in my opinion. You want to do a lot of melee damage, a lot of melee resolve gain, because like I said, you put that thing on the Samurai and it's over. The Way of the Flame against the Poison Blade, because you can build a fire build on that Samurai that will rock anybody. You use the Rising Tempo with the Blessed Strikes, the Explosive Blade, and that Samurai will go off. I know we're a little off topic because we're trying to talk about the Assassin. All my stuff is built around the Assassin because he is my main character. As you can see, I'm ranked 363 with him. So I've obviously had a lot of time with my Assassin. So I'm not really keen on the other guys like the Hunter. I'm just learning him, been playing him for 2 weeks. The Ronin, he's been off and on. He's really a support character. And then you got the Samurai, right? So I can get builds from some of my friends and I will go over them and how they work. I mean, I got the basic understanding and I know how they work. I just don't run them characters enough to be efficient with them, and I'm not a killing machine like I am with the Assassin. So we will get into that here in a minute. I'm sorry I slowed this video down and I haven't taken it apart to speed it up in any instance, but it gives me time to talk about it and go over what works, right? So with the Assassin, if you are 120, you want to look at it like this, right? So the more status effect damage, the more stealth attack, and the more status effect duration you got is the best poison build. Okay? Because the status effect duration, the status effect damage, that's all going to stack into your poison build. If you got a Deadly Nightshade with a toxic radius, and you got the poison Vanish on, you're going to do a lot of extra damage. You're going to have a lot of other kills, not so much arranged. So that's what I would aim for. If you're going overall damage, you want to go for that stealth attack damage. So I run a bottle a lot on the Assassin. I will run smoke. I don't run very much of anything else. But if you're running smoke, you want to run munitions. I use 2 different types of blow darts. I use the hallucination. But I also like switching between my epic and my heaven sting depending on what I do, right? So like if you're running Intel Yatsunis, you're doing anything with any kind of kami, you're going to want to use that heaven sting, because although you're going to have a bow or you're going to have a sword with an attunement on it, that heaven sting has got that 20% chance to take that attunement straight off those dudes as you kill them. So don't look like yourself and think that you're changing up this legendary for this epic and you need a slot for that, because a lot of the time your stealth attack damage isn't going to do so much in your Vanish if they got an attunement. So you can take that 30% off on the first technique, add an extra legendary. A lot of people will tell you don't do that, but I do, because I like to keep either shadowed or the shadow strike with the 5 strikes, or I like overshadowed. A lot of people will go with the second one down. They will go with the deft hands, where I stay with Deadly Nightshade. I don't change that up. Here's where I'm talking about your status effect duration, right? Increased duration of all status effects, stuns from abilities. So what you're looking at there is you're looking at your poison darts, your weakening. This is all affected, right? Your status effect damage, increased damage of fire and poison effects. So you want to stack the status effect duration with the status effect damage. in a poison build for the simple fact that your damage is going to do better and the duration is going to be longer in that, so it's going to tear them apart more. Right here I'm looking at the black powder bomb. You can change the flash up because they took all the resolve from the black powder, right? But the flash bomb will still give you a lot of resolve. However, you can't do a black powder bomb jump with a flash bomb. I mean, you can go and try. I don't think you're ever going to succeed, but if you do, let me know. Just hit me up in a comment. Just let me know, hey man, I did a black powder bomb jump, which is in the name down there, off that flash bomb, and I'd like you to send me a video because I'd like to see this one. I haven't seen Dosic do it, so I don't think it'll ever be possible. But I mean, people tell me that I can't do this stuff all the time, that they tell me is impossible. So just because I'm telling you it's impossible, just, I mean, go try it. Send me a video. I'd like you to prove me wrong. So here's my blow dart gun. This is my blow dart gun. This is my main blow dart gun right here. That's the status effect duration I was telling you about, and the damage. So I run damage over duration because the status effect damage is going to stack into my stealth attack damage, because when you're hiding with a blow dart gun, you're not like a bow. You don't stand up, so they don't see you, they don't hear you. I mean, don't get me wrong, they will question where it's coming from, but they won't ever come looking for you. They won't find you. Unless you stand up and you decide that you wanted to be sneaky. So the stealth attack, the stealth damage right here, the stealth damage is awesome, okay? Like, you can build your stealth so high that you can literally run in front of enemies and they won't even know you're there, right? And then you run the run silently. But I would only like tell you to build a real stealth build in like some of the trial situations where you gotta run crystals, right? If you're going to run crystals, a full stealth build is amazing. Outside that, the stealth build, I don't really know what it does. You would want to run a long vanish duration for them kind of situations when you're running crystals. A stealth duration build is I would say 90% key. You can run a full pacifist run with that and still win in a great time, especially with 4 assassins in like chapter 1's crystals and other things like that. If you want a lot of resolve, helmet piercing ammo. Me, half the time I'm in a fight, I really don't care. I'm just trying to slow them down. I use hallucination darts with the shield piercing because I'm not going to take time to aim at their head. I will if they don't have a helmet, and sometimes if they do have a helmet, you want to put the helmet piercing ammo on because it's going to take you 2 headshots and a heavy strike with the right build, and you can take down Oni. So don't ever think that's shy. It's just something I don't run. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just trying to go over all this. There's a lot of knowledge in a lot of this area, right? So we'll go down to the charms. The stealth attack damage I've explained to you. Ghost weapon damage is for your ghost weapons 1 and 2, right? So the kunai with the supermassive and the hidden blade, ghost weapon damage and cooldown on kill. If you run that, you're literally going to be spamming that thing over and over if you got some good ghost weapon damage. So you look at 40% ghost weapon damage on the Ronin. However, you got that 50% extra perk, so you're running 90% damage with that kunai. That kunai is good across the board with anybody. The cooldown reduction, you could use that over anything. The increased damage of all ghost weapons, that's what I run. I try to be effective because like in a lot of situations, in a lot of survival, you're going to have kill with ghost weapons, so I try to do that. I try to build my thing for any situation, not just one situation. Cooldown reduction on kill is any reduction is the cooldown of all ghost weapons. So if you actually have the 2 seconds with the 4 on kill, you're looking at 6 seconds shaved off of everything, and that's for each kill, right? So you're effectively getting your ghost weapons back faster. You could put your duration and your damage on your charm, along with your blow dart gun, and your ghost weapon 1, and sometimes your 2. You could stack all that, and it all stacks into your toxic build. And then you got your toxic vanish radius down here, which if you get that at 100%, you're looking at a massive circle that everyone's getting hit in. The Vanish duration I've explained to you. It's going to make you disappear longer. The assassination from above damage. Now, I mean, how many situations are you going to use that? I mean, I'm not going to knock it. I'm just saying you can build a bunch of stealth attack damage into it, and it's going to be kind of the same effect, right? And just not jumping off of anything. You can use it in any situation. The Leaching Parry. If you parry, it sucks some life. The Fire Master's 25% on fire damage. The health increase, just increase your health. The health resolve increase gives you an extra resolve cylinder, right? The super armor, you can get hit and not go down. Like, so if you're picking someone up, you get hit, you're not little bumped out of the way. You're still doing what you were intending to do. The impactful throws is a stagger thing. You get thrown backwards. So that would be in your staggers. The hysteria is if you vanish, you assassinate someone, everyone around them has got a chance to be put into the hysteria hallucination state. So we'll go down to the sticky bomb. The sticky bomb's got the increased radius. And the lucky perk, I run lucky on almost anything because you got the 15% chance to instantly reset the cooldown on use. Sometimes it pops a lot, sometimes it don't. But the chances are better than having a bunch of cooldown. At least you get it back right away sometimes. Sometimes 5 times in a row. Sometimes not at all. I mean, like it says, it's lucky, right? So, the ghost weapon damage is what I run. I try to run it on all of them. Or the cooldown on kill. The cooldown reduction on kill. But like I said, you could put that status effect duration on there. That status effect duration will go for a poison build. The cooldown reduction, I'm not going to knock it. I don't use that. I use the cooldown reduction on kill. The cooldown reduction is going to do what it says. It's going to give you 50% cooldown reduction, right? On top of the cooldown reduction on kill, I run that on my bottle of liquid courage because I need that to cool down as fast as possible because it's like 120 seconds or something crazy. It's way up there. It's like 2 minutes of cooldown. The fired up, that would be for a fire build that lights everyone on fire. That would be with the status effect too. So like if you got a status effect damage and a status effect duration, the fired up would be amazing. With a Fire Master on your charm, you will be melting stuff with a poison build. You want fired up and poison build to be together. That will melt people if it's high enough. It's an amazing build. You can get a lot of resolve. You wouldn't have to run the bottle. I like to run the bottle because there's situations that I get into where I need it. I need it a lot for doing stuff on my own to get my resolve. I mean, I could kill a bunch of things, but at the same time, sometimes I got to kill a bunch of things at once. So the cooldown reduction, the damage reduction is amazing if you get hit a lot and you got injured resolve gain. The injured resolve gain, if you're getting beaten up, you're still getting resolve. You're getting that, okay? That's a good thing for a Ronin. I wouldn't take that Ronin into Plat 7 with injured resolve gain, but it is a great thing for the Ronin himself. Because you're building resolve on the melee resolve gain and the injured resolve gain. So whether you're fighting or you're getting hit, you're getting resolve. The ghost offering health, that's just going to give you some extra health if you're offering it to them. So like if you're running that, with your healing vanish, or I mean your refreshing vanish, healing vanish, same thing, or the forbidden medicine, you can heal them people. Or the Misty Yagata. There's a lot of things that heal that are legendaries. So, all in all, I hope this helps you. Like I said, the Strong Brew is going to give you some extra health increase when you're dropping it on yourself, and then you got the Lucky. But they're the 2 perks. That's what I take them. So I'm sorry that if I didn't explain everything fully, or if you guys got confused because I explained so much in a little amount of time. I tried to explain this all to you. Eventually, I'll bring you just my builds in general. But I wanted to cover an overall basis so you guys had a basic understanding of what everything does. And for the assassin, I know so many things to do with him that it's ridiculous. And that lady, Sanjo Surprise, I'm just going to advise you guys to don't run it. I mean, there's a lot of people that will get effective and they'll be good with it. Me, I don't personally run it because I haven't ran it since the tutorial. But I mean, if that fits your needs, I mean, do what you got to do. I try to run either the weightless spirit or the blow dart gun. Those build my resolve the fastest with headshots, as I've said. Um, that's the Heaven Sting right there. The darts have 20% chance to instantly kill non-Oni enemies. Remember, a bear is not an Oni. Onis are only the dogs. Anything that's got some weird effect to them. They, like your archers that decide that they're going to jump halfway across the map. The Oni spearmen, the Oni brutes that decide they got some weird behavioral patterns. Probably an Oni, unless you got an Iki Island. What would you call them? Darth Mauls. They got the two-ended spears. Yeah, they look like Darth Maul coming at you with that thing. So you can kill those guys with it. Just not the Oni itself. The dogs and the Oni. Outside that, you got it made. You got everything licked. Here's the bottle of liquid courage I've explained to you, and here's the smoke. Smoke, you want to run munitions. You don't run out, right? Now that they've nerfed it a little bit, and you only get 3 at a time. But a lot of the times when your blow dart gun kills somebody, it will drop ammunition on its own anyways. So there's the cooldown reduction on kill, because I'm trying to get that smoke back to get the munitions that are in the smoke, and it also gives you cover. It controls characters. It allows you to stand in the middle of them at short range and headshot them. It allows you to control them characters. It gives them nowhere to go. It pushes them back if they are in the circle. And the survival, it's an amazing thing. I mean, you can get your assassinations. An assassin can get 6 assassinations out of that smoke. I mean, then you got the black powder. The black powder just throws them back that I know of. The sudden resolve fills 1 resolve. So, like, if you're not running the bottle, you can run the sudden resolve to get some resolve fast and efficiently. The black powder, like I said, when the smoke bomb detonates, nearby enemies are thrown backwards. So that would be a stagger thing. So I hope this covers everything you guys wanted to know, and some of everything that would give you a basic understanding of builds in general. Just like I said, don't go overboard and think that you're building the wrong character. You just might be building a build that doesn't work for you. So try to situate your fighting style around the build, not impressing somebody else with your build, right? So like there's a lot of meta builds and people stealing builds from other people, and they think that it's a great build because they see someone using it and then they use it and it's trash, right? That's because it doesn't fit your fighting style. So don't always think that every build someone else is using is going to be great for you, because you will end up spending so much of your mats trying to build a build that you think is going to be a good build. Come to find out that for you that build was garbage because it doesn't fit your fighting style. And so I don't want to see you guys hurting for honor and essence and blessings because of a wrong move. Now don't get me wrong, I make a lot of them all the time. I make a lot of bad choices, and I got to go back and scrape up some more to fix where I've screwed myself. So I hope that really helps you, and like I said, I hope this video is what you guys have been looking for and asking for, because I am trying to help you with a basic understanding of the game, right? And without that basic understanding, you guys are still going to be lost and confused, not understanding it all, right? Like, I've got a lot of playing hours and a lot of playing time, and I've had time to mess up, and I've had time to get it all back. So me helping you guys is at least trying to help you not make the same mistakes that I've made over and over and over trying to figure out builds. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoy the video.